I will now go ahead and touch on the sales tactic that we use to basically build trust. These are very high level sales tactics. So this one taught to me by some of my powerful sales mentors. We call it the mirror and matching technique. Very high level mental stuff, but it's very easy to do. It builds instant trust and will instantly increase your close rate. Guarantee. A lot of the times, why people don't buy from us? They don't trust us. So if you are able to build trust, build rapport with someone on a psychological level, people buy on gut feeling. So if they have a good feeling about you, they're gonna buy from you. And this mirror and matching technique literally helps them to get a good feeling about you. Because the trick is, guys, if you are the same as your client, then the client will feel like they should be spending with you and not another advisor who is too far above them that they won't understand them. So this mirror and matching technique helps them to feel the same as you. So this technique builds instant rapport, as we've been saying, right? We fear different are drawn to what is the same, right? So if someone is similar to us, we're more likely to want to be working with someone who is similar to us versus someone who is totally different from us. So the reason for this technique is to build rapport, which builds trust and ensures you close more sales. And let me see, who on this call would want to close more sales? Who on this call would want to increase their FYC? Let me reconfirm that we're still there. You guys still want to increase your FYC? All right, so let's go and break this thing down step by step now, guys. So first things first, the very lowest level, the easiest thing to do is to literally match the client's speech rate. So remember, if you're the same as the client, they're gonna want to buy from you. It works on a psychological level. So as we keep on saying, but you want to be doing things similar to the client to basically get them to trust you on a psychological level. Because sales is so much psychological. Like the words that there are two aspects of sales, guys. You have the logical aspect, which is the words that you're saying, and you have the emotional side of the sale, which is the way how you make the client feel. A client will not buy from you even if your product makes sense. You have to spit out all of the goodness and all of that if you don't make them feel good, or if you don't make them feel the right emotions. Because sometimes you have to make them feel excited, because people will not buy unless they feel like they will be losing something if they don't buy. They're gonna feel in a poor spot. Sometimes you have to let them feel just a little pain, enough to really show them what they will lose if they don't purchase something with you. What they have on the table to lose. You have to make them feel the right emotions at the right time, right? Not too much pain though, because it will basically cause them to, run away. Nobody likes the bearer of bad news. So just enough. All right. So as we said, the first thing that you're gonna be matching is the speech rate, and the speech rate is basically how fast they talk. So if you're talking to someone who speaks quickly, you're gonna basically need to match how quickly. Like if they speak fast, you're not going to be doing these things, by the way, obviously, right? It's just gonna be sometimes you have to basically put it in there, throw it in there like a dash of salt. Right? So if you notice sometimes they're talking quick, the reason is because they're latched on to an emotion. So you want to go with that emotion and ride that wave with them. Right? So first things first, you have to match your speech rate. Right? Then the next thing, the second level to this is to match key words and key phrases that they're saying. Right? So the main word that you would use is the word that the client keeps on using. So whatever the client uses, you have to go to the client's level. If you're talking to your client and you hear them say something like, "Wow, this is amazing," right? you keep on using. This amazing opportunity is something that, you know, only a few persons get, only a few persons take opportunity. It's so amazing. Like you just basically throw it in there like salt. Like you're stewing a nice pot of soup. Right? You throw it in there, you latch on to certain words so that they can keep on feeling the emotion that they already created. Right? You don't want to basically go a different way because you'll talk yourself out of the sale. So the key phrases now, if they're using a certain set of words, for example, these are some of my living expenses I do on a daily basis. You're not gonna be talking about disposable income. Or suppose they say I am taking out a house on loan. You're not gonna be using the word mortgage instead of the way how they do it. You have to basically match the keywords and the key phrases that the client uses, because that's how they understand it and that's the level that they take it from. So that's where you want to be also, right? So that's that. Next thing, number 3 on our list, guys, is matching the tone of voice. Matching the tone of voice. Very, very important. You want to be able to match. We're up here, like you're saying, "How are you doing today, John?" And John is like, "I'm good." You want to go down to John's level. And you can say, "Okay, John, I see that you're very good. So what makes the day so good?" Right? So go down to John's level, and then what you want to do is to bring John up to your level. Right? So you have to first match the tone, and then you slowly edge him to more excited, then edge him to another level of excitement, edge, and he's going to come with you because you're the one that's leading the interaction. And he's going to, if you meet him where he's at and bring him up, he's going to come. Right? But you have to basically match him and meet him where he is at. That the voice is in. So is it low and rumbly, or is it high pitch and exciting and up there? You want to basically be matching client's tone of voice. You basically want to stay where they are, but there's also some advanced stuff to it where you have to say, for instance, the client is not too excited about what you're presenting. You want to go down to their not so excited tone because you don't want it, or you're like, "How are you doing today, sir?" And they're like, "I'm good." And then you're, "Okay, that's amazing." No, you don't want any of that, guys. Right? So continuing on with that example, if John says, I'm doing good," and you say, okay, John, I see that you're good. What makes the day so good?" And John is like, "Well, I'm talking to you, the financial advisor, today, and you know, I just want to see what you guys have to offer." You could be like, "Hey, amazing, John. I'm glad that you're here. You want to see what we have to offer. Amazing things to talk to you about." And then John is gonna be like, "Okay, let me see what you have to offer." So if you realize with my voice, guys, and this is literally what happens in sales encounters, especially even in the ones that I do along the way, whether I'm talking to business persons, financial advisors, all that, you know, people tend to match your tone if they feel like you're the same. So you go down to their level at first, their tone, and then you bring them up. You realize my voice I kept on increasing my tone, and John kept on increasing with me, ever so slightly. Right? So you have to match the tone and bring them to where you are. Next thing that we want to do is to match the client's body language. This is very powerful, especially when you're in person or when you're on video call. Right? So you're able to now go ahead and match the body language, right, of this client. And we don't want to do it creepy, guys. You don't want to be creepy. But if the person is, say for instance, the person is like leaning on your chair like this, you're talking. You don't want, as the person do this, we don't want to go over here and do this. And then as the person do this, so for instance, they're doing this, you don't want to do it at the same time. What you want to do when you're matching body language, say for instance, the person is there and they're getting into a state of comfort, like they're leaning back on their seat. and you're there talking, what you do, you slowly move back into your chair, and then you slowly raise your hand and you start talking. You know, if that's comfortable for you, you can basically just mimic that, but you don't want to do it at the same time, right? And bear in mind that the client is not thinking that you're you're there doing exactly what they're. It's gonna feel weird, I'm telling you, because when I just started, it felt super weird. But to be honest, I made some of my closest friends just by making that a part of, right? Just by going out there and just working with them. If they are relaxed, you go in a state of relaxation also, and you talk to them. That has actually helped me to make some of my closest friends. And to be honest, it has actually been a part of me most of my life. And you know, it has really helped me to be the way that I am in really building relationships. Because while I was studying this, I realized that I was already doing it without even knowing. And a lot of you probably even realize that that is something that you do even when you're going on your sales now. You're going to realize that you already do it instinctively. Some of these things we learn as human beings because they are traits. These are things that really work, right? Persons have studied them, scientists have studied them, and they work, right? So if the person goes into relaxation, you talk and slowly go into a little relaxation. You don't have to do exactly what they do, but just mimic or mirror what they do, right? Mirror and match. They're there, they come forward and they're listening to you. You can, and they have their hand on their chin. You can just lean forward also to basically mimic the posture. You want to mimic the posture, you want to mimic what the hands are doing, right? And that's basically most of body language. If they're leaning away, there are little things that they're also communicating when they do body language. However, we don't want to get too in depth into that right now, but you basically just want to mimic or mirror their body language slowly as possible. While you're talking, just making it look natural. Right? So, who can tell me what are the 4 traits that you must mirror and match if you want someone to feel comfortable? Go ahead. Right, that's number 1. All right, number 2. Number 3. Right, one more. Right, perfect. So much basically the language pattern or the words that they say, key phrases. Very good.